Hi friends, welcome to another weekly check-in video. So we are going to read the cards to check in and see what to expect for this upcoming week. So we're going to dive into each zodiac sign first and foremost, and then after that we will do a collective reading, and then from there I'll open the floor to some open personal readings. So we are going to start with the zodiac signs first and foremost. Our first zodiac sign is going to be Aries. So, Aries, what can we expect this week? Ooh, jumping right out. Aries, what can we expect for our Aries? Aries, what can we expect for Aries? Okay. All right. So, Aries, this week is going to be a really great opportunity for you to dive into connecting to feeling comfortable in your spaces. The physical spaces that you occupy this week, I think you're going to feel really comfortable where you are. And it's going to come, though, from you really embracing your own self and your own self image this week, not letting anybody else bring you down, right? So I think that maybe, what's going to be successful for you this week, to my Aries, is going to be really taking the time to ask yourself, what is it that makes me feel comfortable? What kind of spaces make me feel good and what don't, right? You're kind of taking on the aspect of the battle-hardened soldier this week, Aries. And so what that means is you have an opportunity to try to make your spaces feel more comfortable in what you need for yourself, and not letting the mind get the best of you this week. So I think for my Aries sun, moon, and rising, there's an opportunity to not allow this thought that the other shoe might drop keep you from building a wonderful, comfortable life for yourself. So this week is really going to be all about comfort, bringing a comfortable aspect into your life and letting that help you move forward. So we're going to move on. That was it from Aries. Next up, we have Taurus. So Taurus, sun, moon, and rising. What can our Taurus, sun, moon, and rising expect this week? Taurus, sun, moon, and rising. Taurus. Sun, moon, and rising for Taurus. Okay. Sun, moon, and rising for Taurus. We'll stop at that for now. Okay, so Taurus, I think there's a little bit of a struggle this week towards overthinking energy, or maybe even anxiety, and having that, and kind of trying to balance that this week. So I think where that's coming from for my Taurus, sun, moon, and rising is really building in a sense of striking a balance between the desire to just try to play things safe with the understanding that not everything is for you and wanting to walk away from certain things. So I think that this is a really good week for my Taurus sun, moon, and rising to pay attention to your mental health a little bit, and make sure that you are getting the rest that you need. Make sure that you're taking the space and the time that you need to feel comfortable this week. Taurus can be a sign of really good about indulging in the home environment when they need it. So maybe this is a good week of retreat for you, Taurus. And it potentially too of walking away from certain things that really aren't working. If there's anything in your life that's causing you a lot of anxiety, making you feel really stressed out and like, oh, I don't know if I can do this anymore, this might be a great opportunity to walk away from some of those things, and to feel, about prioritizing your sense of stability and sense of safety. So Taurus, I hope that that's helpful. I hope you have a great week. We're going to move on to Gemini. I'm going to do a quick shuffle first, and then we'll move on to our Gemini sun, moon, and rising. Do a quick shuffle. All right. So Gemini sun, moon, and rising. What can we expect for Gemini's sun, moon, and rising this week? Gemini sun, moon, and rising. Gemini sun, moon, and rising this week. Okay, so Gemini, you are balancing some things this week. So for my Gemini sun, moon, and rising, really this week is an opportunity for you to balance some opposing forces in your life to build in a little bit more sense of comfort for yourself. And the two things that you're juggling this week is your desire to maintain the status quo and to continue along in the traditional way that everybody always does things. I think a part of you is really like desires to fit in and to continue with that. But then you've got this other side of you this week, Gemini, that's really kind of um, embracing moving into the unknown, walking away from certain things, leaving situations. So I think that you're juggling this desire to stay with something versus leave that thing, right? And so this week is going to be all about, taking the time and the energy to really make an informed decision. Don't make any rash choices this week, Gemini. Don't just like jump at something that jump away from something in particular. Like, don't be running away from something this week. I think that that's not the energy to go for. I think as you try to strike a balance in whatever's going on, Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising, take the opportunity to maybe find a middle way, a middle path through this. You don't necessarily have to give up everything in order to move somewhere else, right? You don't have to give up all of the things that are important to you in order to feel more comfortable, right? There might be some middle way through that. So anyway, Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising, I hope that's helpful. We're going to move on. Going to shuffle the deck real quick. Next up, we're going to have Cancer. All right. Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. What can our Cancers expect this week? Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Whoa, Cancer, you got a lot. All right, Cancer, we'll go through it all. Okay, so Cancer, I think you are feeling a bit of the battle-hardened soldier energy similar to Aries in a lot, but you have it paired with the Judgment card. So it's almost like this week for my Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising, this is a really good opportunity for you to look through the past a little bit. Like, I think you're gonna have the ability to see past situations from a more distant perspective, and I think that's going to help you feel a little bit better about any kind of challenging things that might have happened to you in the past. There's an opportunity this week to really kind of let go of any difficult things, any challenging situations, any parts of your life and past that have happened. You're going to be able to see them with a little bit more clarity this week, and that might help you let go of some of the challenging just kind of inner claws within you that might be clawing into that. You might be able to let that go a little bit more and view your past and your situation with a little bit more clarity, a little more levity, a very much lighter perspective. I think that that lighthearted perspective is going to be helpful for you this week. And you've got 2 pages. So for my Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising, this is a really great opportunity for you to take an open-hearted new perspective, new day, brand new day perspective on this. Like, how can you embrace a student energy this week for my Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising? How can you not pretend like you know everything, but like embrace the idea that you're still learning? How can you be a student this week and learn how to have a new perspective with this Page of Swords, but then also learn how to live in a new way, how to build your life in a new way, your physical spaces. You have this like double energy with that. And then your final card for my Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising is the Empress card. So with the Empress, you have the ability to birth something new into the world, some kind of new project, new creativity. So this week might have new ideas, new inspirations. So take that in mind as you move forward this week, because I think that there's a real opportunity to feel a little bit better about some challenging things from your past. Okay, we're going to move on to Leo. So Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. In one moment, I'm going to shuffle the deck here. Okay, Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. What do my Leos need to know this week? Okay, I got it all over the floor. All right. Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. What do my Leos need to know? Okay, so for my Leos, you've got the Victory card. So something is really going to work out for you this week. You've got an opportunity to celebrate all of the wonderful things that are working out for you this week. So take that in mind and really embrace that. How can you feel better about all the things that are working? It's really easy in life to think about the 100,000 things that aren't working right, but what are the things that are working right for you? Because you have them, you know? And I think it's going to come in from, really tapping into happy memories from the past and this lighthearted, childlike wisdom. How can you tap into the childhood wisdom that exists within you? I think that that's going to help you feel a little bit more clear about yourself, about life, and a little bit less scared about how you're moving through things. I think that also for my Leos, this is a new beginning energy too this week. There's a new beginning in your physical world. Something about your physical space has a new start here. So if that's moving, if that's um, even just going on a vacation, if that means like switching up your daily routine, if it means better health conditions, something like that. There's a new beginning in your physical world opening up to you. So you can really take that and run with it this week. Take that new inspiration. And then your final card here is the Six of Pentacles. And this is a card where you have the opportunity to really take in giving back. You can start to give back too. I think that this week, as you feel more celebratory, you can share that celebration with those around you, and that by you celebrating, other people being able to celebrate too with you might help them too. So it's like this is a really great opportunity to meet up with friends and share any kind of good vibes you're feeling, because I think they're going to be contagious. So your positive vibes this week, Leo, are going to be contagious for everybody, and it's going to help everybody out. So share that with the world. Anyway, Leo, I hope that's helpful. We're going to move on. Moving on to Virgo, I believe. Yeah, Virgo comes next. Okay, so Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. What do my Virgos need to know this week? Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Okay, I'm going to do one more. All right. Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. For you, this is a week of intuition for my Virgos, Sun, Moon, and Rising. You have a real heightened connection to your intuition this week, Virgo. So take that and run with it. How can you connect to your intuition on a deeper, powerful way that can help you catalyze yourself moving forward? How can you have some kind of deeper spiritual connection this week? Is there anything you can do to silence your mind, silence your external, and really dive deep into your own intuitive forces this week? How can you do that? How can you take the time to um, take a step back and dive into your intuition more? Is there a calm space you can enter into? Is there um, a better silence that you can put your mind into that can help you tap into this intuition energy, because it's really wanting to come in, and really you also have rest energy as well. So there's like a sense of really being important to take a break, take a rest this week, take a pause, and that by doing that you might have some real wonderful inspirations come in. And I think you've been working really, really hard at something. So it's this week, I think it's continued hard work. You might not be seeing 100% the results from this work yet. So, take whatever breaks you need. Don't overwork yourself too hard. Any rest you need to take, please do take it, Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. But ultimately, this intuition card is going to help you out. You're going to get some really powerful insights this week as well when you take the time to rest and recuperate, because then you'll be more open to receiving those small intuitive nudges that are more difficult to notice when you're just go, go, go all the time. And then your final card here with the Three of Pentacles, there's an opportunity too for my Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising to really connect with other people to help build something. So whatever this thing that you've been working on here is, this week has a good opportunity for you to find like-minded people that might be able to help you, and then you might be able to help them too. So there's an opportunity to connect with maybe some kind of business people, or some kind of like work connections or networking or any of that kind of thing. This week might be a really good opportunity for you to embrace that, Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Okay, we're going to move on. Who comes next? I believe it is Libra. Yes, Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising. let's find out what Libra needs to know. Just gonna shuffle the deck. Okay, Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising. What do my Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising need to know? Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Libra. Okay. All right. So for my Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising, I think that you are carrying a little bit too much. So be careful this week for Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising of taking on too many things. What can you do to take a step back a little bit? I think for my Libras, I think you have a lot of ideas, you have a lot of inspirations, you have a lot of things you want to follow, but I think that because of that, it's leaving you feeling a little bit overwhelmed and a little bit like you can't hold it all. So how can you take all of these wonderful ideas and just focus on one or two at a time? You know, you don't have to do it all at once, but how can you let some things go so that you can focus on the things that really matter and are really important, and the rest of it can just be put aside for a while you figure things out, right? So this week might be a great opportunity to really kind of like crystallize and catalyze for my Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising of specifically what you want, you know. And I think you have a tendency, or there might be a desire to play it a little bit safe this week, which I think is fine, but be a little bit careful of allowing this desire for safety to let in this devil energy here, which can come from blockages, right? And it can be blockages of the internal, the things that bind you, right? So don't feel, don't let this safety energy come from a place of fear, because by allowing this to be this fear minded understanding of things, I think that keeps you feeling overwhelmed and burdened and stuck. And so, in order to really kind of alleviate that, Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising, I think there's an opportunity here this week to kind of like come back into an understanding of what you need for yourself, and let go of anything that's going to be too much or going to be too intense or not really what you need for yourself. So anyway, Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising, I hope that's helpful. I hope you have a good week. We're going to move on to Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising. I'm going to shuffle the deck real quick here. Okay. All right, so this next reading is for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Let's see, what do my Scorpios need to know? Okay. This is interesting energy. Okay. All right, so for my Scorpio, wow. Oh, this is great. Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising. I think that you are really overcoming something this week. I think you're really coming out of something. You're overcoming this burnout energy. I think that there's been a big part of you that's felt really overwhelmed and really burnt out for a while. And something is coming this week to change that, right? Because this week, you move from the burnout to that ultimate happiness, right? These two tens are the complete opposite energy. And so you have an opportunity this week for my Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising to really let go of anything that's making you feel overwhelmed and burnt out. I think you have the ability to overcome that and rise out of that this week and really start to embrace this ultimate happiness card. And by the end of the week, I think you're going to be feeling really, really good about yourself, really good about any kind of progress you've been making, or any kind of just like inner happiness, this inner connection with yourself. That's going to be really big and important this week for my Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising, because I think that you're going to, you're finally going to be feeling like you're overcoming this challenge, and you're not going to feel as stuck as you've been. Like you're really kind of coming out of it. And like, if you've been feeling burnt out, like it's a challenging thing to go through life and to get into those places where it's like you just feel like you can't move anymore. So, be sure you're taking enough breaks, you're taking enough rest this week, Scorpio. That's really important. So take the time that you need for yourself. But I think that there's a lot of really wonderful celebratory energy coming in. And I think by the end of the week, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising, I think you're going to be feeling like a real good reason to celebrate for whatever reason. So embrace that. There's real happiness for you this week. So let yourself feel the happiness energy. With this happiness energy, a lot of times it's like that kind of thing is something that you need to allow to come in. It's not necessarily something that is just going to happen, you know, and it's something that you don't need to necessarily have any kind of physical conditions in place in order to feel happiness. It's something that you can embrace on an internal perspective anytime. So allow yourself to do that this week, Scorpio, and I think that you'll end the week feeling really good about yourself. So that was Scorpio. Next up we have, who do we have? Sagittarius, I think. Yeah, Sagittarius is next. Okay, Sagittarius. What do my Sagittarius need to know this week? Sagittarius. What do my Sagittarius need to know? One more for Sagittarius. All right. Sagittarius, you are jumping everywhere. So maybe that's a part of it. There's a desire to go to a bunch of different places, to do a bunch of different things. And I think that, I think that is the case. Wow. And it's all in the mind. Wow. You have 4 swords, lots of mind energy. I think my Sagittarius, I think you're really stuck in the mind this week, and I think your mind is going to all of these different places and doing all these different things. So, it's really important to not let thoughts overwhelm you this week and not let yourself get carried away by a thought storm. I think this week it'll be really, really important to take a step back and maybe not make any big, brash, giant decisions. If you can push off any big, huge decisions this week, Sagittarius, I think you'll feel better about it, because I don't know if you're going to be thinking about it from the right way this week. So be really careful about making really, really big, life-changing decisions this week if you can help it. You might be able to you might want to like wait a little bit for that, because I think that your mind is making you go to all of these different places and think about all these different things. And so, there's a danger of choosing something a little too quickly, of following something a little too brashly, and that maybe not being the best thing for you. But that being said, if you allow yourself to do that, don't worry about the other perspectives either here. The biggest thing is not what other people think and how other people see you. It's more important how you see yourself in your own life and how you feel comfortable with yourself in your own life. So be really careful this week about letting other people's opinions dominate the conversation on the internal. It doesn't matter what other people think here. But I think that if you allow yourself to do that, I can see you really cutting through all of that chatter and coming to a much more calmer place this week too. So maybe by the end of the week, you're able to break through some of those challenging, difficult thoughts and get yourself more in a place of level-headedness. And then you'll be able to start to see things from a new perspective as well. So there's some opportunity for my Sagittarius to view something from a new perspective, to come into a new understanding of things, to break into a new understanding of the world and of reality, and to allow that to catapult you forward here. So ultimately, Sagittarius, I think you got a really opportunity to have a really great week here. Just be careful of overthinking things. Be careful of letting your thought patterns draw you into some really, like you don't have to follow every thought, basically. You don't have to follow every thought trail and run with it. You can be a little bit discerning. So just take your time this week making decisions instead of trying to do things really quickly. And I think that you'll feel a lot better by the end of the week from that. Okay, so that was Sagittarius. We're moving on to Capricorn. So Capricorn, what do my Capricorns need to know this week? Okay, alrighty. What do my Capricorns need to know this week? Capricorn. Okay, Capricorn. Okay, that one came out before. All right, Capricorn, this is an opportunity this week. You've got an opportunity to feel, embrace your own inner strength here. So, this is going to be a week for you to prove to yourself that you are strong enough to do whatever, that you can make anything happen in your life, and that you don't have to feel like you are in control or controlled by anyone or any forces, that you have complete power to make anything happen that you need for yourself. I think that by the end of the week, you have the opportunity to feel really proud of yourself too, so this is a good week for you to think back on what your accomplishments are and to feel proud and good about yourself in many different areas, and really embrace that that energy of that you're capable of things, that you can do things, that you are a smart and intuitive person who's able to make anything happen. And I think that I think you have a tendency to be a little bit lost here. Is this Capricorn? This is Capricorn. Yeah. Capricorn. You might feel a little bit lost and overwhelmed at all of the possibilities this week. We had another pile was like that too. So this is definitely some repeat energy. There's many ideas and many things jumping around here. But Capricorn, I think that, if you just like let yourself choose one of these things and not feel overwhelmed about this decision fatigue, I think that once you make that choice, you're going to be moving really swiftly in that direction, whatever that means to you. So, you have really fast moving, swift energy available to you. It's just a matter of like really tapping in and connecting to all that you can for yourself. Anyway, Capricorn, I'm going to leave you there. We've got Aquarius next. So let me shuffle real quick. Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. What do we need for my Aquarius? Okay, Aquarius, you got a lot. All right, we'll honor them all. Aquarius, a bunch of these. This is another common card this week, but it seems like this week is going to show you, just how much you can overcome these challenges you've been through. Like you've been through a lot and you've overcome a lot. And this week, I think you're going to finally understand just how much you've really grown and overcome things. We have some energy movement here with this Knight of Cups in the emotional sphere. So maybe this week is a really good opportunity for you to open yourself up to your emotions more and really connect in and share compassion with yourself. You have this ultimate compassion card here. So this is an opportunity for you to feel really compassionate towards yourself and connect in with yourself more, connect in with your needs, share with yourself what you need, and not allow yourself to feel any kind of like negative emotions towards yourself. This is a great opportunity for you to share as much compassion as possible with yourself this week. And because of that too, I think, you have this brand new perspective coming in here. There's a new way of thinking, a new way of learning even. This could be an opportunity to learn something new this week or embrace some kind of school environment, but it definitely doesn't have to. It can also just represent seeing yourself from a new perspective, seeing your life from a new perspective. And as you try to share that compassion with yourself more, I think you'll be able to connect in and feel a little bit less like you have to be anything or do anything. And you'll feel more connected to just being yourself in this moment. And more like student energy here. I think because of that too, there might be a great opportunity this week for you to build a new direction for yourself in the physical world in a way that feels more comfortable and makes more sense to you. And ultimately, you can walk away from any kind of challenging situations or difficult things that aren't fitting with your life anymore. You can start to embrace a new way of understanding that will allow you to walk away from the things that just don't fit. So anyway, Capricorn, that's it for you. No, I'm sorry, that wasn't Capricorn. That was Aquarius. Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. That was for you. Next up, we have Pisces, and that's it. And then we'll do a quick collective reading after that, and then I'll open the floor to any free personal readings. So if you want a free personal reading from me live on the video, let me know in the comments here, and I can put you on the list. But before we get to that, we've got Pisces. Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising. What do Pisces need to know? Pisces, okay, another common theme this week has been strength. Really tap into your inner strength this week, Pisces. It's going to be really important for you. It's going to help you feel like you can do anything, right? Because you are very strong, and you have the star here, and the star is a beautiful, wonderful shining light after the dark night and the chaos of the tower. You have this like beautiful shining star. So really connect into that inner light here and that inner strength, because that's going to be really, really powerful for you and really helpful. Also for Pisces, you might be really overwhelmed by all of the possibilities that exist for you here, but you don't have to choose all of these things, and you don't have to get lost in that. You can choose just one and work with it, and that's going to help you out here. Final card for my Pisces, don't worry about what other people think. Don't worry about what other people are saying. Don't worry about what other people are thinking. Other people's business is their business. You don't have to feel the pressure to conform to anybody for any reason. You don't have to make anything happen besides what you want for yourself. So just keep that in mind this week. Pisces, I'm going to leave you there. I hope that's okay. That's all I got for you. let's just pull some quick collective cards, and then we'll see. If there's anybody still watching when I'm done with the quick collective cards, I would be happy to give you a quick personal reading. Just tell me in the chat right now that you want one, and I will give you one. Otherwise, I might call this a little bit early tonight because I am very tired. But, I'm here anyway with you. So, what can we expect this week for the collective? Ooh, double new beginnings in the emotional sphere. So I think that this week for us might feel really emotional. Actually, that emotionality came in with a bunch of the zodiac signs. So for everybody here, for our collective, now is an opportunity to embrace feeling our emotions very powerfully, even if they're challenging. Being present with your emotions is really, really important. It can help you feel calmer. It can help you feel more collected. It can help you feel like you have possibility for yourself. So, take the opportunity this week to tap into your emotions, even if they're challenging. And this might feel like, if you do tap into your emotions and you tap into some difficult things that from your past, where you dealt with grief, you dealt with difficult situations in your past environment, be present with yourself with that. Even if you are going through difficult things, it's really important to become your own best friend through that environment, because the more that you can build this really wonderful, powerful relationship with yourself, the more that you can build this resilience and be able to handle any kind of difficult situation that arises. The final card we have is the Ace of Swords. So this week it's a new beginning for us to think about things in a different way. So how can you change your thought process here this week? How can you break out of the way that you've been doing things in the past and connect into a way that is more fitting for who you are now and what you need now? How can you let go of any kind of big difficult issues that might be a part of your life and embrace instead a more open, collected version of yourself that can be more resilient and live through any kind of difficult challenges, right? A more resilient sense of self that you can take and bring out into the world. How can you think about that more? How can you think about how to build a more resilient sense of self here? And how can you view things in a different way that allow you to break out of these negative self-talk, negative thinking in a way that makes you feel a little bit better? I want to pull one more. Okay, so if you feel like you're lost at a choice this week, you don't know how to move, you don't know which direction to move to, the best way to feel like you have possibility and you can move forward is really connecting into the Queen of Wands here. She's all about following her intuition, following her passions, and not letting anybody talk her out of it. So this week, if you're really having difficulty making a choice, find a way to tap in. Find a way to tap into yourself, into your deep inner being, and let that be what pushes you forward here. Final thoughts. Don't feel like you have to play it safe. You can break out of this mold. You are safe as it is. What would you do if everything was safe? What would you do if you had the total safety in your life? What would you do? And whatever that is the thing that you can do even now. So how can you build your life in a way that makes you feel like you can actually do this, you can actually incorporate this, you can actually move from it? And like, if you're working really hard at something, keep working at that thing. It's difficult and challenging here if you're trying to build something big in life. It's hard to come to the understanding and realization that hard work, even if it will pay off and it will pay off, it might not pay off tomorrow. And that's really hard. It's really hard to be at that place and to keep putting in the work. But if you look at this man, his harvest is going to come in here. He's almost ready to harvest. He's still got a few cards to go, though. He's only the 7. He's still got a ways to go before he gets to the 9, the 10, right? So it might take a little bit longer, but keep at it, keep with it, and we'll keep being strong. Keep up your strength. You can make anything happen. It might take longer than you imagine, but it doesn't mean it's impossible. It just means you got to keep with it. Yeah, and ultimately, I think you have the ability to overcome that struggle here. You really do. With this the 7 of of Wands, he's still in the fight here. Look at, he's still fighting. He's still in this battle, but he's overcoming that battle now. He's not stuck in a point where it's a stalemate. He's not lost. He's finally gaining the upper hand for the first time and is able to fight it, to come out of it, to push it, and to move out and move forward with it. So you have an opportunity this week to really tap into that energy and break out of any kind of stalemate you've been in. And you might not solve all of your problems right away here with this card, but you're at least gaining the upper hand, and you're gaining the ability to kind of like push out, push forward, and move forward with this thing. And yeah, so, if you're dealing with any kind of heartbreak here, it's important to share that compassion with you. Like I was saying before, share that compassion with yourself. Even if you've been through difficult, challenging situations, it's okay. We all go through things. Some of us go through much harder things than others, And so what would you do if your best friend went through this difficult thing? What would you do with them? How would you treat them? What would you say to them? How would you try to help them? Try to do all that stuff for yourself too, because you're just as loving and deserving of your own aid and respect and help. Okay, I'm going to pull one more. We got the Chariot. So this week, definitely embrace any kind of swift moving energy. You can take that and ride with it, roll with it this week. So whatever that means for you, roll with the swift moving energy, because you have an opportunity to really jump on that horse and charge forward. Okay, I've got one person who's in the chat. If you would like a personal reading for me, let me know in the comments. Nope, they're gone. Okay, so never mind. I'm going to call it. All right. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. I hope you have a great week. Bottom of the deck, moving on. Don't be afraid to move on from something that's not working out. That's been a message that's popping up recently. Okay, I'm going to go. Love ya. Bye.